Most Linux systems just don't crash. They complain first. The problem is nobody checks where they're complaining. The difference between using Linux and understanding it is knowing where to look. The answer is in the logs. When something breaks, the reason is already written. A person that understands Linux knows that anything that happens in Linux, it's in the log files. The system crashed, it's in the log files. Today we are going to break down where the log files live. We're going to show you how modern systems store these log files and read them. We're going to cover commands like dmess, last, and lastlog. If you don't know any of these, you're flying blind. What are log files? Every action on your system leaves a footprint. Users log in, logged. Service crashes, logged. USB plugged in, logged. Network failure, logged. Linux writes everything down. Logs are not optional. They are your system's black box. They tell a story. Where do these logs live? Most traditionally, they live in /var/log. These log files have different names depending on the distribution, but they all basically say the same thing. They may store them a little different. They may have a little different name. For example, syslog, message, auth.log, kern.log, boot.log. And if you have mail in your system, you got mail.log. You got our different name. Every log is usually in this directory. Again, different names than what I may have mentioned, so look at them. You can't hurt them by looking at them. Modern systems use journal. This is where beginners get confused. Most modern systems use systemd or systemd. It may not be in plain text. A lot of log files anymore are not in plain text. They're stored in a binary format. So you have to use journal control, journalctl, to read them. Examples are journal control -xe, it shows recent errors, all right? Journal control -b, it shows things that happen since boot. Bad login, journal control -u/ssh. This is powerful stuff. You can find out a lot about your system just by knowing where these log files live and knowing how to read them. Let me warn you. Cat file, as you've learned in other videos or probably know, cat file reads a whole file and its whole stream. So I would recommend not using cat on reading a whole log file like /var/log/systemlog. It's a huge file and it's hard to read. It won't, I mean, you can do it, but I would actually pipe it to less or do a tell and see the recent. As you're learning Linux, log files are fun. Find out where it's logging logins, where it's logging all this stuff, and you'll be able to see real time when somebody logs in somewhere else what's happening. It makes you understand the system more. Dmess, all right. This is like a kernel level type message, but it's valid, especially on errors, boot messages. Gives you a better understanding of where the error may be coming from. So let's run mess.-t. If you always use the -T with dmess, you'll end up getting a human readable timestamp, which makes it a little easier to read. Okay, you want to see the login history. There's a command called last. It actually reads from a file called var/log/wtemp, in which you can cat that file if your system is not binary, and you'll be able to read it. But the command last will read it and show you some good stuff here. It shows who logged in. They logged in from where. They were on for how long. The last time the system was rebooted. You can do last reboot. Then you have another command called lastlog. Okay. Lastlog is a little better, and you can see the most recent logins. All right. And this is important if you want to see if somebody's attempted to get on your system and whatnots. Another really good command is who's logged in. This is really nice to see if there's more than just you on the system. Another useful command when you're dealing with log files, there's a config file called log rotate config. Let's look at it here. It compresses old log files and rotates them. Most systems are set up, so I won't spend much time on it. Okay, here's a real scenario that may happen to anybody who has Linux and they're setting up a Linux machine. Linux itself is a multi-user environment, so especially if you're in a corporation, you may set up a login for somebody and they're actually having trouble logging in. So where do you go? Well, you can use the command journalctl -u ssh, or you can actually look at the auth.log. And this will show you whether they're using the wrong password, whether there's the key features are failing, something's failing with bad permissions. It'll probably give you a pretty good idea on why the person can't log in. Anybody can install Linux. It's really simple anymore. You go get the image, you install it, you set it up, you're on there, you're using it, and it's all wonderful stuff. But as soon as something breaks, they're into Google. What happened? What happened? What happened? And you might come back with check the log file. Check the log. Where's the log files? We just showed you where the log files is. Learn if you learn the log files, a lot of times you may not have the answer, but you'll be able to form the question better to where you'll get the right answer out of Google or some AI. It actually makes Linux so much less stressful if you can actually see where things are coming from. If you made it this far, you're serious about learning Linux. Play with it. Open a log file. Watch it. I mean, it's really cool to see where all these logs are coming from. You'll be able to manage your system. You can see who's logged in. There's stuff you can do. I know that when I was learning, I used to have a ball with this. I would send messages to people when they were logged in, and I would mess with their login stuff. I mean, it's really fun stuff. And the thing is, it's not just so much fun. You learn what's happening. All right. I appreciate each and every one of you. This is a wrap. Thank you.